Do you feel like you have no time to read? Do you work all day, feel tired at night, and watch hours pass by on your phone instead? Welcome to English Listening Stories. Today, you will improve your English vocabulary, grammar, and listening skills with a special story about a man who thought he was too busy to change his life. In this video, we will use the shadowing technique. First, listen to the story carefully. Then, pause the video after each short sentence and repeat the words out loud. This will build your speaking confidence and improve your pronunciation fast. Listen closely. When David opened the old book on page 10, he found a written message that changed his daily routine forever. Let us begin the story. Section 1. The Inciting Incident. David looked at his alarm clock. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. He felt tired before his day even started. He worked 10 hours every day at a busy office. Every morning was the same. David drank his coffee quickly. He ran to catch the city bus. He wanted to read books. He wanted to learn new things and grow his mind. But every night, he came home with no energy. He sat on his couch and looked at his smartphone screen for hours. "I'm too busy," David said to himself every day. "I do not have time to read books." One rainy Tuesday morning, David walked to the bus stop. His shoes were wet and his bag felt heavy. He sat on his usual seat on the bus. Next to him was an old man with white hair. The old man held a small red book in his hands. He looked calm, peaceful, and happy. David felt jealous. He wanted to feel peaceful too. Section 2. Rising Action. The bus moved slowly through the heavy traffic. People were shouting and horns were ringing. David took out his phone. He opened social media. He scrolled down and down. After 30 minutes, his eyes felt dry. His heart felt heavy. He looked at the old man again. The old man closed his red book. "Excuse me," David said softly. "How do you read in a noisy bus like this?" The old man smiled kindly. His voice was warm and gentle. "I do not read the whole book today," the old man answered. "I only read 2 pages. David shook his head. 2 pages? That is too small. 2 pages cannot change anything." "You are wrong, my young friend," the old man said. "Small steps every day build big habits over time." David thought about those words. He felt a small spark of hope inside his chest. That evening, David walked home from the office. Rain fell hard from the dark sky. He walked past an old bookstore on the corner of the street. A small light shone in the window. David stopped. He decided to step inside out of the cold rain. The shop smelled like old paper and tea. Books were stacked from the floor to the ceiling. Section 3. Midpoint Twist. An old woman stood behind a wooden desk. She looked at David and smiled. "Are you looking for something special?" she asked. "I do not know," David said. "I'm always tired. I have no time to read." The woman reached under her desk. She took out a plain brown book with no title on the cover. "Take this," she said. "It is a gift for you, but you must obey one simple rule." David looked at the plain brown book. "What is the rule?" he asked. "You must open it every day," the woman said. "You must read only one single page. No more, no less." David was surprised. "Only one page a day? Why?" "Because if you try to do too much, you will give up," she said. "Start small." David took the book and put it in his coat pocket. He thanked the woman and walked home. That night, before going to sleep, David opened the brown book to page 1. On the first page, there was only one handwritten sentence. "Your life changes when your daily choices change." David read the line 3 times. He closed the book. It took only 20 seconds. He smiled. For the first time in months, he did not feel overwhelmed. Section 4. deepening the struggle. The next morning, David woke up at 6 o'clock. He felt the same old fatigue in his body. He picked up his smartphone to scroll through the news. But then he saw the brown books on his table. He put his phone down. He picked up the book instead. He opened page 2. He read for 1 minute while his morning coffee was hot. On the bus, David did not open his phone. He kept the small book in his hand. He saw other people on the bus. They all looked at their phones with sad, tired faces. David opened page 3. He read slowly. He focused on every single word. Days turned into weeks. David followed the rule every single day. When he was busy, he read 1 page. When he was tired, he read 1 page. He began to read while waiting for his lunch at work. He read while waiting for the bus. He realized a great secret about time. Time was not missing. It was just wasted on small distractions. Instead of scrolling on his phone for 10 minutes, he used those minutes to read simple words. His mind began to feel clearer. He felt less stress at his office job. He talked to his co-workers with a smile. They asked him why he looked so happy. "I am building a new habit," David answered proudly. Section 5. The Climax. 1 month later, David reached the last page of the brown book. He sat in a quiet park on a sunny Sunday afternoon. Birds were singing in the green trees. He felt proud of himself. He had finished a whole book for the first time in 3 years. He turned to page 100, the final page of the book. On the final page, there were no printed words. There was only a small mirror glued to the paper. David looked into the mirror on the page. He saw his own face reflected. Under the mirror, a handwritten question was written. "Who are you now?" David sat quietly for a long time. He looked at his eyes in the small mirror. He was no longer the tired man who complained about time. He was a reader now. He understood the truth. You do not need 5 hours of free time to build a good habit. You only need 1 strong minute and the courage to start small every day. Section 6. Resolution. David closed the brown book gently. He stood up from the park bench with energy in his legs. He walked back to the old bookstore on the corner. The bell above the door rang as he opened it. The old woman looked up from her desk and smiled warmly. "Did you finish the book?" she asked softly. "Yes," David said. He placed the brown book on her desk. "It taught me how to change my life." "Now," David said with a confident smile, "I am ready for a bigger book." The old woman laughed and handed him a new, thick blue book. David accepted it with joy. He walked out into the city streets. He sat on the bus and opened page 1. He was a busy man, but he was no longer a helpless man. He had found his power in small daily steps. That is the end of our story today. David changed his life by taking 1 small step every single day. You can change your English skills in the exact same way. You do not need to study grammar for hours. You only need 5 minutes of practice every day. Now, it is time for your shadowing practice. Go back to the beginning of the story. Play the video again. Pause the video after every sentence I say. Repeat the words out loud with my voice. Copy my pronunciation. Copy my rhythm. Speak loudly and clearly. Do this every day, and your English speaking will become natural and strong. Thank you for listening to today's story on English Listening Stories. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button right now. It helps our channel grow and helps more English learners around the world. Do not forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson. Leave a comment below and tell me, what small habit do you want to start today? Keep practicing stay positive, and I will see you in the next story.